This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. So, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. It's very much appreciated. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me here on this Friday morning, 8th of November. What we're going to do today is we're going to try and get back on the Classic Watch 2025 trail. Or as you probably already know, Classics well underway in Australia. They start their season on the 1st of August, so we're coming towards quite a crucial time. We've actually had some Classics already in Australia. Classic Watch 2025 possible, broadsiding, unfortunately the victim of Godolphin incompetence as they chose to put all their eggs in one basket and end up with nothing in 3 races. They managed to blow the Guineas, blow the Everest, and then blow the Coolmore Sprint Stakes, which is a 3-year-old race for 6 furlongs. A totally disastrous campaign for Godolphin in Australia so far. They've managed to get their best 2-year-old colt beaten twice in its last 2 starts. One of them has even been outside of his own age group. Something the horse doesn't even need to do at this stage. So it's all been very unfortunate. We've had the Coalfield Guineas, I think we've had the Crown Oaks as well, and we've had the VRC Derby. A couple of those races, I just couldn't, the profiles were all wrong. There was horses that had ran 7 or 8 times in them and won twice going for Classics. 25% success rate. Classic horses. You know, it is what it is. I'm rapidly learning really that Classics as we know them are not important to Australians. They don't respect the pattern at all. They try and create their own pattern races, and they're in disarray really in relation to the rest of the world. They really do need bringing back and putting back in check as far as I'm concerned, because they currently are riding roughshod over the International Pattern Committee. It's actually the fillies' turn next week, over a mile. I think the race start is on the 16th of November. The 1,000 guineas coming up soon. I can't remember if the race is at Rose Hill or wherever it is now. But we're going to try and nail down one, maybe 2 this week ahead of that race. Before I start taking a look at the horse, classicwatch25.great/site.net is where all these horses will be found. You'll see that the Australian trained horses tab is already there waiting to be added to. We've got Manal, Traffic Warden, and Broadside. I'd have obviously hoped that after winning this year at Group 2, that Manal would obviously be going for some sort of 1,000 guineas. But it currently doesn't seem to be happening at the moment. Incredible, really, to think that each one of our horses has managed to take out either a Group 1 or a Group 2 race this season, and we're still without a Classic. Although if people were to look at Classic Watch 24, we are improving, because last year we had horses that none of them even ran in Classics. At least we've managed to get one that has turned up this year, broadsiding, who sadly failed to get the job done on when it mattered, really. The horse I'm going to take a look at today, I think is quite an interesting one. Snitzanova. It's only raced twice, which is perfect for me, really. We don't want anything too exposed, really. Snitzanova, trained by Kieran Marr from his home track of Ballarat. 3-year-old filly who's currently earned 61,600 Australian dollars, sired by Snitzel out of a dam called Albanilla, who is herself sired by the legendary sire Galileo. People see this horse really is a typical Newman punt on pedigree, really. That's the race we're interested in, the Schweppes 1,000 guineas on Saturday, the 16th of November, where this horse is entered so far, which probably means it won't run. The way things go for this site and Classics, you'll see there that the form of the horse is what it is. You know, it's run in 2 maidens only. Good to see that RaceNet is on such good form today. The results section is what it is. It ran on debut at Rosehill. It finished 5th behind a horse called II Captain. And then it made no mistake on its second start, winning a maiden plate at Kensington on the 30th of October. This horse all about potential, really. 50% success rate out of only 2 starts. Is this horse any good? What people really need to do, they've got absolutely nothing to go on form. They need to be able to predict what things are going to do before they actually happen. I think there's enough in this filly to suggest that let's see how it gets on for a few runs, shall we? Racing Post not telling us nothing. Snitzanova, owned by Bennett Racing Property Limited, MV Broadhead et al, and bred by Pacific King Property Limited. According to the Racing Post brothers, this horse has not even ran, even though it's due to run in an Australian Classic in a week's time. It's just nothing from the Racing Post at all. People can look though and say they're up to date on the Pedigree online thoroughbred database. 2 starts, 1 win, earnings of £50,000 according to that in dollars. People will see that the horse is 9C, dam line 9C, Snitzanova. That's all we really need to look at, really, because there's not much form to go on. So let's get stuck in, shall we, and see what we've got. And then what we will do is after that, we'll look at it on the historical dam line, see how it checks into that, and then we will watch the horse win at Kensington, which sounds a lot easier than what it was proving a couple of hours ago. Right, we've got to take a look at the first dam, haven't we, Albanilla? We're going to take a look at her first, Albanilla, who's a mare foaled in 2012. Sired, like I said, by Galileo, out of a dam called Altitude, who herself was foaled in 2005. It's then really that the horses start coming once we looked at the dam and we found out where we were. Guineas placed horses from this year in France. We're getting there. Kathmandu filly foaled in 2021. This is a Robert Ogden line. I've been on this line a while, really. Owner Sangster and Babington. It actually second in the French 1,000 guineas this year, 2024. And it was also third in the Group 3 Nalgrin Stakes, which is a UK classic trial at Newmarket. People will see that Altitude is the second dam of this 2024 classic placed horse. Why would we not expect one to repeat what Kathmandu managed to do? I remember that day. It ran well. It ran very well. To finish second in a classic. We're going to take a look now at another horse that I actually followed on Reprieve Media CIC Racing, my old mate, Pythagoras. I didn't know he was a gelding. I didn't know he was also in Australia, which he is. He only managed to win one listed race, the Silver Tankard Stakes of 2020, among his 5 starts. In the first 3, 7 of 25 times, winning 5, earning 131,000 Australian dollars. Trained by Aaron Purcell at Victoria somewhere, Warrnambool. I'm sure I've absolutely butchered that. That's another one. You'll see that's also out of Allegra with Altitude, the second dam of the horse. And there is also another listed winner, Blue Gardenia. Mare foaled in 2016, sired by Master Craftsman, who is also out of Allegra. Altitude, the second dam of this horse, as well as the second dam of Snitzanova. Blue Gardenia managed to win the Montrose Fillies Stakes, a listed race for fillies over a mile of 2018. Second dam of the horse herself, Altitude, foaled in 2005, sired by Green Desert, out of a legendary dam that I've been following for years, called Alouette. Years is unfair, decades is more appropriate. Altitude, I think I've followed many off this line really, apart from Pythagoras. Altitude raced 11 times, but she only managed to win once. But she was in the first 3 in over half of her starts. 6 out of her 11 starts managed to win a paltry £7,454. How can a horse race 11 times, be in the first three in more than half of its starts and only win that? In UK racing, really is the peasant of racing. You know, they don't pay their horses anything. Altitude managed to win an all-weather race over a mile and a half, which bodes into a future really for maybe some sort of Oaks campaign for this horse. Snitzanova maybe as well. That's one of the reasons why I've decided to chance it, because I do think it might be better up top in trip and with a bit of time, as so many of these horses have proved to be over time. Obviously, I'm not going to open up every pattern race horse out of Alouette. That would just be ridiculous. The video would last for about 3 weeks. So I've managed to limit myself to a few. We're going to take a look at a few now. We've got to start really with Albanova, sired by Alzao, a fantastic stallion, Alzao, out of a dam called Alouette. Albanova managed to win 7 out of 11 starts, in the first 2 in 8 out of 11, and despite that, only managing to win £283,955. Again, absolute peanuts. This is going round in the turn of the century. This is not an old horse. You know? Albanova, owned and bred by a genius, Miss Kirsten Rousing, was the German Horse of the Year in 2004. It won the Deutschland Prize in Group 1. It also won the Rheinland Pokal in Germany, the Prize von Europa in Germany, and it won 2 listed races in the UK, the Golden Daffodil Stakes and the Pinnacle Stakes, as well as finishing second in the Prize von Europa as well. It's a bit hard to criticise the prize money for this one when the horse did the majority of its winning in Germany. People see Alouette is also the dam of this. So the third dam of this horse, Snitzanova, very closely related to all of these horses. Where we are, Albanova. We've got to look at Algometer now, I suppose. Algometer was actually out of Albanova, followed this one round a few times back in the day. Algometer foaled in 2013, managed to win 3 of 13 starts, in the first 3 in 7 of 13, but again, less than £130,000 won on prize money, despite having a very good career. The horse won a listed race. It won the Cocktat Stakes at Goodwood, and it was also a Group 3 winner of the so-called Arc Trial, a race called the Arc Trial where no Arc horses ever go for it. Other good runs as well, placed in 2 Group 2 races, third in the Princess of Wales Stakes at Newmarket, and the horse was also second in the Prix Maurice Denoy at 5, when they'd try and make it into a bit of a cup horse at some point. Some of them make it, some of them don't. Over that trip, this one, I wouldn't say, certainly didn't. You see that one is directly out of Albanova. We've got to take a look now at All at Sea, another one who is out of Albanova herself. All at Sea, managing to win 4 of her 10 starts and €111,350 in France. A winner of 3 listed races. Won the Prix de Liancourt at 3, and at 4, the horse won the Prix Zarkava and the Prix de la Papinière. Also 4th in the Group 2 Prix de Pomont at 4 as well. You'll see there another one directly out of Albanova, legendary producer, because All at Sea is the dam of a dual classic winner. Eldar Eldarov, Colts foaled in 2019. Eldar Eldarov won over half of his starts, 5 of his 10, and was placed in the first 2 in 6 of 10, managing to win over £1 million, £1,005,807 in Great Britain, France and Ireland. He won the UK St Leger at 3 of 2022, and he won the Irish St Leger at 4 of 2023. So this is just looking at the immediate classic potential of this horse, I think. You know, we've seen a Guineas placed horse and a Leger winner. Mile speed and stamina covered, isn't it? He also won the Group 2 Queen's Vase of 2022, second in the Yorkshire Cup of 2023 as well, as 4th in the Grand Prix de Paris at 3 and the Goodwood Cup at 4. Trained by Roger Varian, that is out of All at Sea. Albanova and Alouette, you see, very strong pedigree, this horse, it really is. And we're only getting started, really, it's fair to say. We've got to take a look now That's Al Wilder, a mare foaled in 2010, sired by Hernando, excuse me, out of Albanova again. Rivery, this horse managed to win a listed German race at 5, the listed Siebenes Band, placed in 2 listed races in the UK and Germany. Only managed to win 4 of her 24 starts in the first 3, in 11 of 24 starts. All of that for less than 50,000 UK pounds. Absolutely disgraceful the prize money is in England, isn't it? They go on about it like it's a new thing. Prize money in England has always been disgraceful. You'll see that this horse, although only winning a listed race herself, happens to be the dam of the mighty Alpinista. Not a classic winner in her own right, foaled in 2017. She had to make do with winning the Arc, sired by Frankel out of Al Wilder. This is a proper family. Albanova and Alouette as well. And really is a superb pedigree. Alpinista in the first 2 in 12 of her 15 starts. Incredible horse. Managing to win 3,321,000 prize money in Britain, France and Germany. People will see that Alpinista emulated her second dam by destroying German racing as well at 4, where she won the Grosser Preis von Berlin, the Preis von Europa, and the Grosser Preis von Bayern. At 3, she managed to win a listed race, the Apoven Phyllis Stakes, second in the Group 1 Yorkshire Oaks, as well as being second in the Princess Royal Stakes as well, the Group 3. But it was at 4 and 5 she really came to her own, managing to win a listed race at Warwick in the UK as well, as the Group 2 Lancashire Oaks at 4. And then at 5, she won the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud. Then she went back to win the Yorkshire Oaks. And then she won the Arc. Absolutely fantastic horse. Magnificent. Absolute pleasure to identify this horse, even before it went round. You know, I had people come to me and say, how on earth did you identify this horse? Some things, they are what they are. You know, I am very good. Alpenbloom is another filly we need to look at. Foaled in 2019. This one sired by Ken Dargent, but also out of Al Wilder. It's only been going around recently, managing to win again a German listed race, the Sparkasse Holstein Cup, aged 4, placed in 2 listed races in Germany and France at 3. This horse was very lightly raced. It was only out of the first 3. Actually, it's probably been updated. It's probably raced loads of times now. It's only a year and a half out of date, this site now, on this horse. But as to then, 6 starts, 3 wins, 1 place, 1 show, £60,000 in France and Germany. I do wish they'd keep a closer look at these horses. Now, I suppose people are saying the same about my own website. Can't be too critical. Got to look. Talking to a man who's not updated his Roll of Honour on Classic Watch 24 for over a year and a half. For over half a year, sorry. Alinac, my old mate Alinac. I know this horse is at stud. I've had people that breed horses themselves, actual horses, telling me that this is a stallion in Ireland somewhere. Alinac, sired by See the Moon, out of Albanova again herself. Alinac was a good horse, managing to win only 3 out of his 17 starts though. He was campaigned very ambitiously, finishing in the first 3 in 10 of his 17 starts, still only managing to win $121,125. That's despite having a good winter in Maidan. Alinac won the listed race, won the listed Stand Cup at Chester, 3rd in the Group 3 Geoffrey Free Stakes, and it ran with credit when trained by Jamie Osborne in the UK and in the UAE, including in the listed Al Khail Trophy, age 6. Just goes to show the longevity. His horses, there you go, stallion at Clongeel Stud in Ireland. Would not put anyone using off the stallion at all. Very good stallion he could prove to be. Alinac at his own grade. Could even surprise a few, as he is bred by a genius, as are all these horses. We've got to move on to another line now, I think. Albarada, a mare, foaled in 1995, again, bred by a genius. This horse, again, a lot lightly raced. Only out of the first 3, once in 10 starts, managing to win £590,079. Albarada, sired another one by Alzao, out of Alouette, Albanova's full sister. Absolutely phenomenal. Albarada won the CL World Park Stakes of Ireland, Group 3, It won 2 UK Champion Stakes, Grade 1s. It won the Pretty Polly Stakes and the Nassau. Group 1 races now. Group 2 races then. This was a fantastic horse. World champion 3-year-old filly of 1998. She sadly died in 2012. So her line really hasn't really blossomed as much as the line we looked at before. But absolutely, I remember watching her go round myself. This is how long I've been following these horses. 1998, she'd have been going round. I'd have been 24 years old. I'm now over 50. This line is a payer. Alba Flora. We've got to take a look at Alba Flora. I managed to include her because I do think she went round quite well recently. Alba Flora was a mare foaled in 2017. Again, she only managed to win 2 out of 15 starts. That in no way tells the full story of how good this horse is. The best horse does not always win the races. People need to remember that. 8 times out of 15, this horse was in the first 3, managing to win £304,361 in Great Britain and Germany. People will see there that Albarada is the 3rd dam of Alba Flora, managing to win only again the listed Buckhound Stakes at Ascot. But at 4, she was 2nd. She was placed in 2 Group 1 races, placed in the Yorkshire Oaks, and she was also placed in the Breeders' Cup, the British Champion, Fillies and Mare Stakes at Ascot. 3rd in the Group 2 Lily Langtree, 4th in the Coronation Cup, and at 5 she was 4th in the Grosvenor Price Mumbai, and I thought she was going to emulate some others of her family that season, but unfortunately she didn't. Only managing to finish 4th in the 2022 Group 1 in Germany. Very good horse, trained by Rafe Beckett. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the 3rd dam herself, the legendary Alouette, foaled in 1990, sired by Darshan, out of a dam called Al Rukaba. Alouette won 3 out of her 11 starts. She was in the first 3 in 8 out of 11 starts, managing to win £47,846. Alouette managed to win the listed Oyster Stakes at Galway. She was also 3rd in the Group 1 Moyglare Stud Stakes of 1992, and she was 2nd in the Group 3 Killervallen Stakes, also at 2, of 1992. Classic Group 1, Group 3 place listed winner. But what a legendary Broodmare of the Year that you see there. She was the 2004 Broodmare of the Year. And if there was awards for 2nd and 3rd Broodmare of the Year, I'm sure it'd just be Alouette all the time. It might not be. There might be others going around in the UK that have probably been as good. Like Munro probably would have won it a few times. But yeah, Alouette, absolutely incredible mare. People only really get a grasp of how deep this pedigree is when they look at her page on Aryan Pedigree. This sire was placed in the Derby Dragon Dancer behind Sir Percy in 2003, but the horse should never, well, it's Derby placed, hard to say the horse should never have been at stud, because it's never sired a stakes winner, never sired a graded stakes winner, and the horse has really been siring Italian steeplechasers. Lord Dragon with 4 wins there, winning the Premio del Giovanni Hurdle. That one there has worked some flat form, but the stallion, it's fair to say, Dragon Dancer is what he is. But when people look at the Alouette, they will see that I could have had so many more open. Kingswood, Group 3, deemed not good enough in Australia as well. Group 3, Coonji Cup winner Kingswood. But deemed not good enough to open by me on this video. Horses there like Pleasant Jane. We've got all these like My Nordic Hero, Alvarita. We've got a Group 3 winner there, Alice Speranza, who's foaled a Group 2 winner. And a listed winner, Shine So Bright. Chose not to include them. Got Altesse, as we know. Almaranta. All these. Alyssa, Alaia all pattern quality winners. Elias, Aloe Vera, back to all myself. Just couldn't open them all. So many. I didn't want to prove the point, labour the point. We've focused on the good ones. Alma Mater. That's that. And then the sneaking in at the bottom is the bit we're the most interested in, the Pythagoras and the Blue Gardenia line, because that is the closest the altitude line that this horse is on. Snitzanova just sneaking in at the bottom. Regarding the historical dam line, 9C. Well, this horse is very closely to being a direct descendant of the legendary mare Mumtaz Mahal, foaled in 1921. We'll see if they follow down from Mumtaz Mahal, they get Mahmood, they get Petit Etoile, they get Zarkava and Zarak, of course, now. You get horses like Nishapur, and Lamshar and Landy, and that's pretty much our section there, look. Because Al Rukaba, the third dam of our horse, we've actually covered already. I'll just show you where this fits in, because obviously if I did Al Rukaba as well, we would be here all day. I should have really had this tab open before the video started. How very remiss of me. Midnight Mile, sired by arguably the worst stallion I've ever seen in the history of racing. The rotten no nay never. She didn't do too bad, she didn't though. Foaled in 2020. You'll see there that this is an Al Rukaba line. So eventually, when people watch the video we did on Midnight Mile, because she was a Classic Watch 2023 possible herself, Midnight Mile. She's a Group 3 winner at 2, a listed winner at 3, and she was what she was. Held back by a horrible stallion who has still never sired a Classic winner in his whole career, despite standing for £125,000. Absolutely incredible. But this horse, 5 out of 9 starts in the first three. Another one that was on the same line, really, but a bit further back. You see, that's the one what we can do is, if people want to look more at the historic pedigree of this horse before I take a look at where we sit in properly on the 9C line, then all people will need to do is watch the Midnight Mile video, which I will include as a card now. And now we can go back to 9C and just see where we are. Look, Al Rukaba, quite close related to us, like Aussie Rules yesterday. Allegretto as well, the French Ledger winner, who is sired by Galileo. But yeah, you're right back to legendary race mare Mumtaz Mahal and Mar Mahal and all them Mar Bihar. Yeah, absolutely fantastic pedigree. Really is. And a no-brainer when I saw the pedigree of this horse, Snitzanova, to chance this on its third run in a classic. Like I said before, how good am I? How good is this horse going to prove to be? Have I found a sneaky one here? Is it going to prove to be? Is it going to unlock the classic puzzle for Classic Watch in Australia? It took some unlocking, it's fair to say. Basically, I go too early out there. People need to leave it until the last minute, because the horses just don't run where they should, in my opinion. Right, what we can do now is we can watch the horse win, Snitzanova. I couldn't find the race where I usually look, Sky Racing. It was very difficult to find because it ran at Kensington. I don't know the code for that track. So after an hour and a half of guessing it, I was hoping to make this video a bit earlier than the 9:34 a.m. it is now. I was forced to just sort of give up, which I hate to do, because I know the code does exist. I just can't work out what it is. But I managed to find the race anyway on this site I've never even seen before, Racing New South Wales. RacingNSW.com.au. It seems to have every race from that meeting at Kensington there for us all to watch. So I can't really imagine why it will not have every race taking place in New South Wales. I don't know how far back it goes. Maybe people need to test it and find out when it's a bit quieter. But I do prefer to grab them from where I grabbed them from anyway, straight off the server, as exposed to an external website, because I do feel that it's just a faster upload. I do think that. So there you can see that we've got the website, we've got the window open. What I need to do is I need to switch to the window and not the website by my powers of direction, which are improving every time I do a video. And there we should be able to watch this horse win at Sandown with some volume as well. All being well.
And yeah, punters are making cases for quite a few in this, with the exception of Chiba. There's the light. Ready to go, racing. Cheever jumped really well off the inside and is going to lead initially. Bengal being sent forward out wide from War Council, Engine Room handy, and Brigadine Gal is chasing things by going forward out wide. A few lengths further back to Kataishi, Le Troisier dropping in. Then came Snitzanova, Blue Pinot. Rufus Atticus is going to settle last of all. So Cheever holds down the front, and Brigadine Gal got across rather comfortably into second. Several lengths away, Bengal in a trailing position third and about 3 off the 2 leaders. Then War Council, Engine Room and the running line. Further back to Kataishi being smothered up by Le Troisier. 2 lengths then to Snitzanova, and the last 2 Rufus Atticus on the inside of Blue Pinot. So Cheever has been a big drifter in the betting. Leads comfortably at the 600 metres by a length on Brigadine Gal. Then War Council, Bengal and Engine Room gets going. And
hello everybody and welcome back. Yeah, quite a common problem this is for me. Because I live in a Faraday cage and my internet is so incredibly restricted, I have to get creative with the old internet connection sometimes. And this site is another one that is absolutely terrified of my current internet connection because it just can't locate where it's coming from. So it's just shut the video down. It happens quite often with Australian racing. I can't look at RaceNet on certain networks I use either because it just returns an error because it is just scared, absolutely terrified because it can't locate where I am. So we should be able to just replay the race in full now, and it should be hunky-dory.
Cheever jumped really well off the inside and is going to lead initially. Bengal being sent forward out wide from War Council, Engine Room handy, and Brigadine Gal is chasing things by going forward out wide. A few lengths further back to Kataishi, Le Troisier dropping in. Then came Snitzanova, Blue Pinot. Rufus Atticus is going to settle last of all. So Cheever holds down the front, and Brigadine Gal got across rather comfortably into second. Several lengths away, Bengal in a trailing position third and about 3 off the 2 leaders. Then War Council, Engine Room and the running line. Further back to Kataishi being smothered up by Le Troisier. 2 lengths then to Snitzanova, and the last 2 Rufus Atticus on the inside of Blue Pinot. So Cheever has been a big drifter in the betting. Leads comfortably at the 600 metres by a length on Brigadine Gal. Then War Council, Bengal and Engine Room gets going. And now Bengal about to push out, although Engine Room might have it in a pocket. Yes, Alicia hasn't let the favourite out. So Cheever swings in front and Engine Room gives chase with Brigadine Gal between them. 2 further back to Bengal, who's got all the chasing to do, and meantime Snitzanova runs on. Engine Room at the furlong races up to put the head in front from Brigadine Gal. Snitzanova keeps coming with a menacing run on the outside. Engine Room and Snitzanova joining Engine Room, and Snitzanova got up. Snitzanova ran down Engine Room and couple off then to Brigadine Gal third. They were followed in by Kataishi, Blue Pinot running on from Le Troisier. Then Bengal, well beaten at the end. The market got it right with Cheever, then Rufus.
Very interesting performance there, I think, from that horse, Snitzanova. It didn't seem to really be flat out there, did it? You know, once the jockey got it out, switched it wide, and it was just a matter of picking them all up, wasn't it? And I think the horse might have won a little bit cosy there. How good is this horse? So hard to tell. That was only October the 30th that the horse won, only the other week. Quick run and then a classic. Off the mark, off the maiden and in a classic? Why not? Hopefully, this horse gives us some sort of a run at some point in a race this year, because to me, the horse looks as though it has a fair bit of quality, doesn't it? In the pedigree anyway. So it's so hard. The temporary form the horse is so unexposed at the moment that it could be anything really. But we've looked at some very good horses on this pedigree, including some classics, winners and placed horses that have been going around very recently. So let's see what this line can do in Australia, can we? When in doubt, wait for the Alouette. If this was to win a classic, it would just be like basically me starting in 1995, really. Basically all we needed to crack the Australian pattern was an Alouette. Who would have thought it? Absolutely anything is possible with this line, is what I'm saying. Right, I'm going to leave this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody for taking the opportunity to watch it. I'm sure you've learnt plenty here about a horse that you knew very little about. You know, that's why I'm here. And what I will do is I will leave a copy of the Classic Watch 2025 Possibles playlist for you all to look at if you want to keep a look at all the other 25 Possibles. Classic Watch 25, there isn't 25 horses as of yet. There's some from the UK and Ireland as well as from Australia at the moment. But the UK and Ireland Classics obviously aren't till 2025. So there's no rush to get them on site until they actually start to running them. And what I'll also do is I'll leave everybody an opportunity who has watched this video and I thought, yeah, I want some more of this. I will give them all an opportunity to subscribe to the channel as well, if they haven't subscribed to the channel already. But for now, take care, everybody. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a fantastic weekend upcoming as well. Take care of yourselves. Look after your loved ones and look after yourself. Take care, everybody, and goodbye for now. Nice horse, this. Let's see what the horse can do, shall we?